having a few stocks in our bucket list, so which are really having a very good setup for the next week. So let's see like what are those stocks and why I have picked these stocks with logic. So I'll try to explain the fundamentals of this stock also. So it could be helpful for you. So if you want to go for any other stock, you can just have a look like how I'm going through the fundamentals of any company. So I'll just try to illustrate that particular thing here, like because I have received few questions like how to see the fundamentals of a company. So with this video I'll try to cover that as well. So without any delay, let's get started with the topic. So the number one stock which is there in my watch list is Thal Enterprises. So why I have picked this stock, you could see the stock has been made a high of 2526, and then it all the way came down till 1914, and now it's showing some reversal strength here. The volumes are also looking good, so that's the reason why I have picked the Tall Enterprises. And our target for this Tall Enterprises would be its previous all-time high of 2500 or 2520, and our stop loss would be 1900. So you could see the risk reward ratio is almost 3. So 1:3 risk reward ratio is really an awesome risk reward ratio. So that's why you could see like whenever I prefer any stock, I'll try to give more weightage to our risk reward ratio. That's the main reason like why we are having a very good success in our Telegram Google Sheets as well. Like if you could see our January Google Sheets till now, we are having an accumulated return of 75%, so which is really awesome. I know like you may not enter all the trades, but whatever the trades you have been taken, so you might have gained good amount of money, but whatever the trades you might have lost, you lost very less amount. You could see stop loss hit is 1%, 2%, but then whereas you could see the targets achieved are really high. So that's the reason why I give so much of importance to risk reward ratio. So let's get back to the charts here. Our first pick, Tall Enterprises, with a stop of 1900 and with a target of 2500. Now the current market price is 2050. So quickly we will see like why I have picked Tall Enterprises. It's not only because of charts but also because of its outstanding fundamentals and outstanding history. You could see the Tall Enterprises has delivered a return on capital employed of 61.4% and a return on equity of 49.8%. As we are equity holders, we are much concerned about this return. So return on equity is 49.8%. It has delivered so far. And the market cap is 639 crores. It is decent enough. It's not a penny kind of stock, because when the market cap is more than 100, we can say it's a micro cap, or it's okay, better, like any company has to start its market cap somewhere like 100 crores, or else there are companies like if you see Pidilite, it started its market cap somewhere around 100 crores. Not really sure, but yeah, that's how. Just because the market cap is low, it doesn't mean the company is bad. So there are companies which are really giving outstanding returns to its investors, and their market cap is increasing day by day. You could see the Tall Enterprises has been trading around 620 or 600 around during 2021. Now you could see the stock has all the way went to 2500. So that's how when a company is performing really well, so investors will be there at any point of time. That's make the stock to make more higher. And you could see the returns over 3 years is 106%. That means it's really outstanding. Your investment has become double. Like this is, if you would have invested the 1 lakh rupee, you would have got 1 lakh 6,000 rupees over a period of 3 years. And the promoters are holding decent enough, 51.1%. The industry PE. So in this particular stock, if you see PE, yeah, PE is also decent enough. Sorry. So PE is also 16.7 and industry PE is 21.7. So there is a little scope for this stock, to go even higher. And current ratio, if it is more than 1, then it is a very good company. I mean, like, it is having a very good short-term management. If it is having any short-term obligations, it is having enough funds to meet that. So our current ratio is mainly about the operations which the company will be doing within the within the period of 1 year. So if the current ratio is more than one, then the company is said to be having a very good current ratio. And debt to equity, you could see 0.12%, which is really very good. So almost like we can say it's a debt-free company. And interest coverage ratio is 36.6%. That means whatever the profits earned by the company and whatever the amount the company has to pay in the form of interest, the profits are having 36 times of what actually the interest amount which has to be paid by the company. And going little downside, you can see pros and you can see cons in the screener.in. So based on that, you can also just develop some kind of estimations, and the rest of the things remains good for this. And mostly this is what I'll be looking whereas it comes to the fundamentals, and I'll be looking for reserves as well. So if you see the balance sheet, the reserves has been growing steadily, and now it is 81 crore. And the borrowings, you could see it's not too abnormal, it's just 10 crores. That's really normal. And what other things, yeah, just coming to the shareholding pattern. Here you could see the FIs are also increasing their shares steadily. Like from June 2021, they have increased 0.6%, and from September to December, they have increased their share by around 0.5%. So this makes me pick the tall enterprises for the next week or for the next coming days. And going to our next stock, I have picked Tanla. So why I have picked Tanla for the next week? So the reason being, the Tanla came out of a very good consolidation zone. So you could see very good consolidation between 1746 and then 2024, which is around 300 rupees price range, which is reasonably good. It's been there for almost 1 month, so which is reasonably good, and it has given a fresh breakout with a good volumes. So you could see my cursor, so it has given a fresh breakout with good volume. So that makes me pick Tanla Enterprises, and it is also a buzzing stock. Now you could see many people they're talking about Tanla. So when a business is really good and it is futuristic, definitely it has a lots of potential to grow. So that made me pick Tanla Enterprises for the current week, and my target for Tanla Enterprises would be 2290. You could see the risk reward ratio here as well, it's 2.5, and whereas my stop loss would be 1900 for this Tanla Enterprises. And just let quickly see the screener.in as well for the Tanla Enterprises, how the stock fundamentals look like. So you could see Tanla Enterprises has given a return on equity, I mean like return on equity of 44.6%, return on capital of 52%, though the stock P is trading at little higher. Considering the buzz of the stock, I don't mind with the PE for this particular stock. So market cap is really big, 27,000 crores. And what else we'll be looking, a debt to equity, there is no almost no debt kind of thing. And you could see the FIS has increased the share by 0.06%, whereas the DIS has decreased their share by 1.52%. And here is one interesting fact, the promoters are increasing their share. So 1.23% has been increased by the promoters as well. And interest coverage ratio, look at this, 537 times. So the profits of this company are in such a way that whatever the interest which has to be paid by the company, it's having 537 times of profits for that interest. And what else, return over 3 years, if you could see, your wealth has become 300 times, I mean like 300 percentage. For 1 lakh it has delivered 3 lakhs. If you had have invested 1 lakh 1 year before, 3 years before, it would have become around 4 lakhs including your principal amount. And coming to the pros, there are so many pros. The company has delivered good profit, expecting good quarter. There were so many pros, whereas cons, trading at 26.86 times, and low return on equity for the last 3 years. So these are the things which you can just ignore for these kind of stocks. because I mean like these stocks low return on equity for the last 3 years, they just try to mention this here, but then you have to see the past. I mean like the present data which is available with the company. The company is having a very solid outlook, so that makes the investors to jump into that company irrespective of the valuations for the time being. So you could see the company is performing steadily. It has delivered around 435 crores of profit in March 2021, all the way from 184 crores in March 2020. So which is really awesome. And just quickly going to the promoters, they have increased their share, and FIS, whereas DIS has decreased their share, and they have almost came out of the Tanla. So that makes me pick Tanla for the current week. So coming to the next stock, Prince Pipes. So this stock has been in a very good consolidation now for the last couple of days, and this stock is also having a lots of potential, but somehow the stock has been underperformed for the last few days. So now you could see the stock has given last 2 days a very good volumes here, and the stock has gained around 3 to 4% from 680. The stock has all the way moved to 730. That make me pick this stock for the next couple of days. So I am expecting a target of its previous all-time high of 860, and for a stop of 680, and this stop loss is on closing basis. So let the day candle close. So based on that, you have to take the stop loss. So risk reward ratio 2.8 once again. So if you could see, I have maintained a risk reward ratio of or more than 2 for every stock till now. So we can just go quickly and we can just have Prince Pipes here and see like how the fundamentals look. Yeah, Prince Pipes are also it's also looking really sound here. Our market cap of 8,000 crores. So PE is little higher side, but it's okay, fine. The stock is having a good fundamental, so the gap is also very close, so that doesn't affect my decision of making investment into the Prince Pipes. Whereas the promoters has reduced the share by 0.31%, whereas if you could see the FIIs, they have increased by 1.24%, and DIs increased by 1.98%, which is really a very big positive. And coming to the debt to equity, it's also having a very nominal debt, which is really under control. Current ratio is also good, and interest coverage ratio 24.3 is also good. And coming to the strengths and weaknesses, you could see the strengths and weaknesses. And whereas coming to the reserves, the company is maintaining strong reserves, the borrowings are under control, each and everything looks good and looks fair on financial statements parts as well, shareholdings as we discussed above. So promoters, though they reduced, but FIs and the DIs has increased their shareholding reasonably high. Coming to our next stock, Bajaj Steel. So why I have picked Bajaj Steel? The reason being it just crossed a very good trend line. So till now it made just a second. I'll just show you one thing here. Where is the TikTok? Okay, here it is. So just till now it made a higher low, once again a higher low, once again a higher low. So once again lower low. So this is what the pattern till now, but now if you could see, the stock has changed its approach for the last higher low. So it just crossed its higher low. I mean like not crossed it, but as the higher low trend line has been crossed, so I'm expecting a stock to be in a good momentum for the next couple of days. So I'm expecting for a target of 1100 for a stop of 900. So once again the risk reward ratio looks fair enough. 2.34 is our risk reward ratio for this stock. Let's get quickly into the screener.in to check the fundamentals. So Bajaj Steel, and this is really you could see very good return on capital employed, return on equity, debt to equity is nominal. Promoters has increased by, sorry, decreased by 0.01%, which is ignorable. and FII is 0.09%. That's good. So current ratio 1.89, interest coverage ratio 11.6. So everything looks fair enough for this stock. There were no constraints, and then the pros were there, and you could see the profit and loss is also considerably good. So the reserves, I will just quickly see the reserves in the balance sheet. So the reserves are 182. It's increasing considerably good, and the debt has been steadily going in a good way. I mean, like from 81 crores here, so they try to decrease it till 50 crores, 56 crores, which is a steady debt if you could compare for the entire years. That's it from Bajaj Steels. Let's go to the next stock is Newgen. So the reason behind why I have picked Newgen, so it just came out of this very good consolidation zone. So you could see the stock has been made a very good consolidation between 5,000, sorry, 500 and 555 and 634. So it just broke out, and the breakout is also very good volumes, and it has retested that breakout, and the RSI is at a very good situation, and I'm expecting a target of 715 for this stock, whereas the initial target would be 665 with a stop of 615. You could see the risk reward ratio is really awesome for this stock as well. We have maintained a 3.7 risk reward ratio for this stock. I'll just go to the Newgen software quickly. You could see the basic things just quickly. Yeah, it's open. So the return on capital employed is good, return on equity is good, market caps looks good, 4,000 crores, and change in FIs, they have decreased their share by 1.01%. Never mind, DIS has increased by 0.45%. So almost debt free. Current ratio is good, interest coverage ratio is good. So all looks good for me, and constraint is only constraint decrease over last 3 years 12%. So here you could see the promoters has decreased 12%, which is considerably bigger. So we can just see the logic here, like why that makes even justifiable for me. So you could see the promoters has decreased their share from 65 to 55, so which is almost 10% here in this quarter. But whereas you could see for that the FIs, they have increased their share by 6%, and whereas DIs, they have increased their share by 1% more. So that's make reduce the promoters holding 10%, and parallelly the FIs has increased their share by 6% and DIs by 0.5%, so which is considerably convincing. So with that, Newgen software also looks fundamentally good for me. And Lux Industries, though there is no buy recommendations for the time being, but just keep this in your watch list and buy above this 3757. So this is what 3750, you can buy about 3750 for targets of around 3900 or 4000, or even high 4500, its previous all-time high. The stop loss would be for short term it would be 3600, but whereas for the long term it would be 3430. So that's pretty much from my end for this week. I hope these talks will, I mean, like this analysis will be really helpful for you. And if you have any doubts, you can just drop a comment in the comments section. Please do subscribe to our channel for more and more interesting videos, and please do refer us to your friends and your family. So if you like our video, just hit a like button, and thank you so much for watching. And please do subscribe to our Telegram channel also. We'll be sharing very good recommendations in our Telegram channel. I'll drop a link of our Telegram channel in below comment section. You can find it there. So with that, thank you so much once again. Jai Hind.